The year is 1987, and a lady by the name of Margaret Zerweck ends up buying a piece of property and finds out that it used to belong to Alonzo's father. And this is how she starts to stumble across the story, because she is a private historian, someone that does this for a hobby all the time. And she digs into the story and realizes it's pretty amazing that this young 22-year-old man would lose his life at the biggest battle of the Civil War, the one that everybody talks about all the time. Even if you don't know about the Civil War or deep into the history, you know about Gettysburg. But the way he loses his life, being there with his artillery pieces, shouting at his men to bring more cannons forward, refusing an order to go back to save himself, holding his own intestines into his body while he's trying to protect that cannon, while he's trying to fight the enemy that's facing him there at the angle. It inspires her, and she starts to lobby for him to be awarded the Medal of Honor. Eventually it works, and in 2002, Russ Feingold, a U.S. Senator from Wisconsin, ends up submitting him for that Medal of Honor. So now we're talking 2002. Well, what in the world happened? What happened between 2002 and when he was awarded? We're talking a lot of time there. Well, there was a rule on the book, essentially, that said that there was a limitation to the amount of time. In other words, if you did an action and it was so long ago that it was outside of the submission limitation, then you couldn't submit a person for that Medal of Honor and have it awarded. So they had to get past the red tape. Sound familiar? So they end up having to pass a law in order to get to that point, and they get past the red tape, and eventually the submission makes it to the United States Army. The United States Army in 2010 approves that award, and eventually it makes its way to Barack Obama's desk.